Hey guys, um, do you ever feel like you were meant for a greater purpose or, a soul mission or soul calling? I've been going through this journey for like a minute now. I would say 4 years, just about 4 years. Like my 9 to 5 job that I have, I love it. Don't get me wrong. Like sometimes it's super frustrating. Sometimes it's so tiring. Sometimes the communication's just off and everything's out of sync and not in alignment, and it's just soul draining. Sometimes I hate to say it like that, but it is. And sometimes you just wonder like, hey, is this what I'm meant to be doing? Is this what my soul is calling me to do? Like on one hand, I love aquatics. I love my job with Parks and Rec and the city and the pool and all this stuff. But it sometimes just feels like I get so frustrated with I don't know, this feeling of like you're not in complete alignment. And I can't kick that feeling. You know how when your soul is calling out to you, saying, hey, maybe you should dive deeper into yourself and into not self-improvement or healing, so to speak, but more like, man, like you just need to awaken. You just need to awaken to the fact of who you really are. And I just feel like the last 4 years I've been doing a lot of healing, a lot of shadow work, a lot of coming into who I am and on this path. But like, I don't know, maybe, okay, I'll give you a little backstory. So I got this email today, and it was something I've been expecting. Like, we're working on the next activity guide, and we're working on stuff for summer, and it's coming up. It's January. It's coming up so quick, and I'm looking through because I have edits to make, and I have to turn that in on Wednesday, and it's like, wait, I didn't put something here, but I had no idea what it was. I'm like, wait, there's an event on such and such date, and I didn't create this. No one told me. And so now I'm just kind of like, it's like the universe is giving me a specific prime examples now that I'm going through this whole, what is your soul path? Like, what are your greatest strengths? What are my gifts, my soul gifts? What am I supposed to be using in life to further myself? And it was just like another example of like, hey, you're not quite in alignment. Maybe you should think about what your soul is calling you to do. And so I was like, that has to be my theme for this year. Has to be for 2025. Like, what are my greatest strengths? What are my skills that my soul is calling me to use? Not just the skills that I've acquired from school, not just the skills that I've acquired from the job. Like, what are my soul gifts, and what am I being called to use this year? And so I was just like, that's another sign. I got so frustrated and out of alignment. Like, the idea to take a little sip of my cider. Like, it made me realize, like, oh, it's just another wake up call. It's another wake up call. You're waking up to the fact of who you truly are. And it's just, you're going to keep getting these little signals. You're going to keep getting these little frustrations. I mean, there's always going to be stuff in life that frustrate you, but it's going to be specific about your soul and your soul calling and all of that. And so I was just like, man, Spirit is speaking to me this morning. And I've been working on my YouTube page and my blog, and I've been working on like so many different projects outside of work, in my off time, in my own life. And I had this month off, and I was just working on that like full time basically. and it felt so good. I keep seeing these channels like on YouTube where they're talking about if it feels good, it's meant to be. And I'm just like, I'm so confused on this because sometimes it feels good and sometimes it doesn't. So it's like, well, is it supposed to feel good 100% of the time? Like, if it feels good, it's for you. I'm like, okay, if it feels good, it's for you. I don't know. I just needed to get on here and kind of just talk it out, I guess. And I've been channeling spirit super early in the mornings. Like, I've been waking up like without an alarm faithfully 3:30 every morning, and spirit's just kind of like, you gotta talk. You gotta talk to yourself. You gotta talk to your higher self. You gotta figure out who your soul is bringing out at the moment. I don't know if I said that right, but I hope you catch my drift. Look, so I guess in 2025, starting today, I am gonna go full force in finding what my strengths are, finding out what makes me tick. Like, I've dabbled in this before for the last 4 years, major shadow work, major healing, major breakthroughs. And they are breakthroughs, I will say. I've come deeper onto my spiritual path. I've been channeling spirit and wondering, like, hey, am I supposed to be the water alchemist? You know, like, we're all alchemists, but I'm just like, am I supposed to use water as my healing modality and share this with the world? And spirit just keeps saying, yeah. What are you waiting for? You keep getting these confirmations and you're not doing anything with it. So I don't know. I guess today I just made not a resolution, but a decision, an intention to really bring this forth. So I guess the rest of this video, I'm gonna like look through certain things that I feel like are clues to my strengths as and my soul mission, which I'm still figuring out. Maybe you'll figure it out with me along the way. And yeah, now I'm rambling, but I found this book a long time ago. It's Strengths, Clifton Strengths Finder. It's supposed to tell you what your top strengths are. Clearly, I've had this book for like 5 years now, like maybe even 6 years. So I've read through it. I've found all my strengths, but I think spirit's like, maybe you should revisit that. Maybe you should revisit what your strengths are and really come into, you know, understanding of how to use your strengths in this soul calling. So I have like this printout for my top 5 strengths that I'm gonna kind of go over. So my top strength is supposed to be restorative. You are adept at dealing with problems. Oh, let me take a sip on that one. I'm adept at dealing with problems. Oh my goodness. On one hand, I agree with this because everyone deals with problems all the time, 24/7. But it doesn't mean we love it. Like, what? It's my strength, but just because I'm good at something doesn't mean I love doing it. It says you're good at figuring out what is wrong and resolving it. Well, that's because I had to. That's because problem after problem after problem always comes up, and I'm like, okay, how am I going to fix this, or how am I going to fix that? I guess resiliency is just a part of who I am, but it doesn't mean I don't get frustrated with it, guys. Like, sometimes you're tired of restoring stuff, you know? Okay, I'm gonna move on to the second one. The second one says intellection. You are characterized by your intellectual activity. You are introspective and appreciate intellectual discussions. That's true. I love learning. That's why I went into biology. was my formal education. And like, I love to think. I love introspection's definitely up my alley. I love meditating. I love being by myself. I could be by myself all day, every day. Honestly, the hermit energy is strong in me. But I know that's not realistic for life. Unfortunately, I wish. But yeah. Next one, futuristic. You are inspired by the future and what could be. You energize others with your visions of the future. Yeah, I do love thinking about what could be and visioning these things, which I think helps me with my manifestation practice. It's like I can easily visualize what is calling me, what I want to happen, what I'm trying to bring forth into this reality. And sometimes I'm just like, I manifested this, because we're all manifesting all the time. It just depends on what we're manifesting, right? So I'm just like, I manifested this place. I feel guilty because I should be more grateful, but I don't know. Maybe this is just a journey on gratitude. You know, maybe this is like a lesson in gratitude. And hey, you manifested this, you got what you wanted. So are you going to be happy about it? Or are you going to try to just manifest something else and replace that? Or I feel like I have so many questions coming from my higher self, like, well, you manifest stuff and you get it, but then it's not exactly what you wanted, so maybe you should be more specific. So I'm just like, I don't know. Does anyone else have that issue with manifestation? I don't know. 4, adaptability. You prefer to go with the flow. You tend to be a now person who takes things as they come and discovers the future one day at a time. That's so conflicting. On one hand, I'm futuristic, but on the other hand, I like to go with the flow, which I do, hence water. I flow a lot, but because I have these visions of the future and how things could be, and I just go with the flow of the universe and how they are, this disconnect between the two causes such a conflict inside my head, inside my heart, in my entire being. I feel it. It's just, I just don't know. Sometimes I just don't know. All right, and the last one, developer. You recognize and cultivate the potential in others. You spot the signs of each small improvement and derive satisfaction from evidence of progress. Yeah, if I don't see the momentum and I don't see the progress, yeah, just there's no other word. If I don't see the expansion of what I'm trying to create or what I'm trying to do, it bothers me. It bothers me so much. But I do like to cultivate the potential in others. Yeah, so I'm gonna go through the book now for each of these and read a little bit about what it has to say, because I'm really trying to get to the bottom of this. This is the year, I'm telling you, this is the year where I change. I'm not gonna be the same person anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna just read it to you. Restorative. You love to solve problems. Whereas some are dismayed when they encounter yet another breakdown, you can be energized by it. What are they talking about? Look. Honey, look. Problems they don't energize me at all. They drain me. Just because just because I'm good at solving a problem doesn't mean I want to solve all the problems. Like it's like the law of attraction. It's like, because I'm good at it, problems just keep coming my way. And I'm like, how do I break this cycle? How is this my top strength? How is this something that, like, I can't escape somehow? I don't know. I'm gonna keep reading. You enjoy the challenge of analyzing the symptoms, identifying what is wrong, and finding the solution. Am I though? I don't know. You may prefer practical problems over, or conceptual ones, or personal ones. You may seek out specific kinds of problems that you have met many times before and that you are confident you can fix. Is this like a thing where I'm seeking this out now? I just don't. I don't. 2025, universe, source, God, whoever is listening, higher self right now, please. I don't want this strength no more. I say I do because it's good to be a problem solver, but at the same time, I just don't want to keep attracting problems to the situation. You know what I'm saying? You seek out specific kinds of problems that you have met many times before and you are confident you can fix. Look, I'm not seeking out any problems because I have too many problems, okay? Or you may feel the greatest push when faced with complex and unfamiliar problems. Your exact preferences are determined by your other themes and experiences. But what is certain is that you enjoy bringing things back to life. Okay, now it's bringing it home a little bit because I am a lifeguard. I am, I've gone through my EMR course. It's an emergency response responder course. For those of you who don't know, now you know. I do enjoy bringing things back to life. I enjoy bringing things to life in general, I think. But how does that relate to solving a problem? I don't want to attract any more problems. I really don't. It is a wonderful feeling to identify the undermining factors, eradicate them, and restore something to its true glory. Intuitively, you know that without your intervention, this thing, this machine, this technique, this person, this company might have ceased to function. You fixed it. You resuscitated it. Oh, Lord, resuscitation. It's telling me things that I know, but I just don't want to hear because it's just going to be another problem on my plate. Rekindled its vitality. Phrasing it the way you saved it. Okay, let's pause for a second. I need a little sip of my cider here. What do I do? Y'all, if y'all have ideas in the comments, put it down there. I acknowledge, universe, I acknowledge that I'm good at solving problems. I acknowledge that. But I really, really can't handle another problem anymore. I really can't keep doing this for the rest of my life. Like, I cannot. Because it just feels like just because I'm good at doing it, it just keeps coming and coming and coming. And it's like, does it ever stop? Does it ever stop? I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Like, maybe I'm fighting my destiny. What is it, though? What am I supposed to be? Yeah. Anyway, I could go on, but... So, ideas for action. Seek roles in which you are paid to resolve problems or in which your success depends on your ability to restore and resolve. You might particularly enjoy roles in medicine, consulting, computer programming, or customer service. I have to deal with another customer service problem. I mean, I know today I'm going to have to, but I'm gonna pull my hair out. I really am. See, this is what I'm talking about, that I'm not in alignment with what's, I guess, is. Ideas for action. Don't be afraid to let others know that you enjoy fixing problems. No, I'm not fixing anyone else's problems. It comes naturally to you, but many people shy away from problems. You can help. Ideas for action. Give yourself a break. Your restorative talents might lead you to be overly self-critical. Try to redirect this either towards things about yourself that can be fixed, such as knowledge or skill deficits, or toward external tangible problems. All right, I agree with that one. I gotta give myself a break once in a while. I just came back from a break and I'm already feeling the anxiety. Okay, next. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Let other people solve their own problems. You might want to rush in and solve things for them, but by doing that, you might hinder their learning. Watch out for this, particularly if you are in a manager, coach, teacher, or parent role. I am a manager, coach, and teacher. Not a parent yet. Hopefully Monday. But yeah. Maybe that's why I'm like, people are putting their problems on me, and I'm like, these are too many problems. I need to stay in my own lane. I really do. I need to stay in my own lane. I just heard that. Stay in your own MFing lane. Turn around situations, activate your natural forte. Use your restorative talents to devise a plan of attack. Revitalize a flagging project, organization, business, or team. Leverage your restorative talents not only to tackle existing problems, but also anticipate and prevent problems before they occur. Now, how am I supposed to know when a random problem is going to show up? That would be like, am I psychic? I can see the problems before they come. Look, and it says, share your foresight and your solutions with others, and you will prove yourself a valuable partner. Share my foresight. Am I supposed to be looking into the future and seeing problems before they happen? Study your chosen subject closely to become adept at identifying what causes certain problems to reoccur. This sort of expertise will lead you to the solution that much faster. Think about ways you can improve your skills and knowledge. Identify any gaps you have and the courses you can take to fill them. Constant improvement is one of your hallmarks. Seek opportunities to enhance your abilities through a demanding field, activity, or endeavor that requires exceptional skill and or knowledge. So, I'll admit, I chose a challenging, not impossible, but a challenging industry to go into. Why I did that, I don't know. Okay. We're going to move on to the second one. I'm going to take a sip of my cider here. Intellection. Let's see. Intellection. You like to think. You like mental activity. You like exercising the muscles of your brain, stretching them in multiple directions. This need for mental activity may be focused. For example, you may be trying to solve a problem. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Really? Or develop an idea or understand another person's feelings. The exact focus will depend on your other strengths. On the other hand, this mental activity may very well lack focus. The theme of intellection doesn't dictate, what you are thinking about. It simply describes that you like to think. You are the kind of person who enjoys your time alone because it is your time for musing and reflection. You are introspective. In a sense, you are your own best companion as you pose yourself questions and try out answers on yourself to see how they sound. I guess that's what I'm doing right now. Let me know. Let me know. This introspection may lead you to a slight sense of discontent as you compare what you're actually doing with all the thoughts and ideas that your mind conceives. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Or this introspection may tend toward more pragmatic matters, such as the events of the day or a conversation you plan to have later. Both. All of the above. Wherever it leads you, this mental hum is one of your constants of your life, which is why meditation is so important for me. Without my meditation practice, I don't know what I would do, honestly. I think I would have gone crazy by now. Not to say that I'm not crazy, but I'm just saying, yeah. All right, ideas for action. Consider beginning or continuing your studies in philosophy, literature, or psychology. You will always enjoy subjects that stimulate your thinking. This is so true because I've been diving so deep in esoteric knowledge and the mystical arts and, just all things spiritual, from numerology to tarot to just healing modalities through the elements, specifically water. But yeah, that sounds just like me. Okay, maybe they're not all wrong. Maybe they're closer to being right. I don't know. List your ideas in a log or diary. I do journal a lot. These ideas will serve as grist for your mental mill, and they might yield valuable insights. Deliberately build relationships with people you consider to be big thinkers. Their example will inspire you to focus on your own thinking. Yeah, when I go on YouTube, I generally, do the suggested videos because, the algorithm does the algorithm. It knows me better than I know myself sometimes. And so this YouTuber I've been really getting into lately, she, she's a channeler. She sits in channel spirit, and I swear to God, it feels like she's talking directly to me, like 99.9% of the time. I'm like, how are you channeling so clearly a message for me? It feels like, yeah, it's crazy. But that's what I've been doing on my YouTube, is where I've been looking at these videos where I'm like, I don't know, we'll see if this really is for me, and then it turns out to speak to my soul. I'm like, whoa, oh my God, okay. If anyone has any tips on channeling, because I've been doing a lot of shadow work, I've been doing a lot of crystal work, I've been doing a lot of elemental work, and I have been clearing my channel, and it's been opening up, and I've been getting insights from spirit. But I would like to up my game in 2025. So, ideas for action. People may think you are aloof or disengaged when you close your door or spend time alone. Yeah, that happens a lot. Like, I lead a team of like 20 people right now, and like when I'm trying to focus on something or trying to work through something or trying to come up with ideas or action plans or solve problems, I close my door. I close my door to my office, and it's not personal. I hope they don't think it's personal, because it's not personal at all, not whatsoever. It is literally something that I just need to do so that it's more beneficial for me, It says, help them understand that this is simply a reflection of your thinking style, and that it results not from a disregard for relationships, but from a desire to bring the most you can to those relationships. Agreed. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know. I'll have to let them know. It says, you are at your best when you have time to follow an intellectual trail and see where it leads. Get involved on the front end of projects and initiatives rather than jumping in at the execution stage. Yeah, see, I love brainstorming. Okay, Spirit, thank you, higher self, for letting me come to that awareness. I like brainstorming. I like coming up with ideas. I guess that's like solving problems. Maybe I do like solving problems after all. God. But how do I stop attracting so many problems, you know? Okay. If you join in the latter stages, you may derail what has already been decided, and your insights may come too late. Yeah. Engaging people in intellectual and philosophical debate is one way you make sense of things. This is not the case for everyone. Be sure to channel your provocative questions to those who similarly enjoy the give and take of debate. I like discussions. I don't like debating. Like, I don't want to try to prove to someone that I'm right. It's my way or the highway. I prefer to just like, what about this? Or what about that? Or, you know, what do you think? How does your brain work? Like, what can you bring to the table? I don't know. Maybe this is not the case for everyone, right? It says, schedule time for thinking. It can be energizing for you. Use these occasions to muse and reflect. Yes, like one of the things that I think I'm going to start doing is doing more of these videos because it's helping me work through all this stuff in my brain. So we'll see. Take time to write. Definitely do all the time. I write a lot. Writing may be the best way for you to crystallize and integrate your thoughts. Okay. Find people who like to talk about the same issues you do. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm on YouTube. I'm trying to find my tribe, y'all. I'm trying to find like-minded individuals to have a conversation with. Really. Organize a group discussion that addresses your subjects of interest. Water alchemy. Spirituality in general. Hit the comments below. Encourage people around you to use their full intellectual capital by reframing questions for them and by engaging them in dialogue. At the same time, realize that there will be some who find this intimidating and who need time to reflect before being put on the spot. I actually resonate with that a lot. I don't like being put on the spot. I like to let my thoughts marinate first, hence, I guess, the alone time and the introspection and the meditation. If you're asking me to solve a problem right then and there, I can do it, but I won't be happy about it. Maybe that's also part of the reason where I'm like, have to figure out to solve a problem in an instant, which I do, but I don't like doing it. Because I don't get to sit and think on if this was the right decision or not. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for that insight. Okay. Yeah. It says, when working with people who have intellection, which is me, don't hesitate to challenge their thinking. They probably won't be threatened by it. No, I'm not threatened by it at all. That's why I said, what do you think? What's going on in your brain? Tell me, what's your thoughts? I'd love to hear them. On the contrary, they should take it as a sign that you're paying attention to them. This is true. All eyes on you. They love to read. I do love to read. I love to read a lot. Oh, you know me so well. Capitalize on the fact that thinking energizes people with intellection. For example, when you need to explain why something has to be done, ask them to think it through and help you uncover a detailed explanation. Why do you do what you do? Get to the nitty-gritty. Agreed. I like doing that. All right. This is becoming a longer video than I thought it was going to be. I hope y'all still rocking with me. If you're here still, you're a real one. All right, futuristic. Let's move on to the third one. Wouldn't it be great if I had less problems? Wouldn't it be great if you're the kind of person who loves to peer over the horizon? The future fascinates you, as if it were projected on the wall. You see in detail what the future might hold, and this detailed picture keeps pulling you forward into tomorrow. This, yes. Let me, yes. This, absolutely. Because it's like a movie. I could see it so clearly how things could be going. And half the time it doesn't do that because I'm such an idealist, apparently. That's what I just heard from Spirit. That I am someone who likes to think positive and on the positive side of things. And that's not how the world works all the time. And it's so frustrating to me, unfortunately. Sip. Okay, let's keep going. While the exact content of the picture will depend on your other strengths and interests, of course, a better product, a better team, a better life, or a better world, it will always be inspirational to you. Yes, yes. You are a dreamer who sees visions of what could be and who cherishes those visions. When the present proves too frustrating and the people around you too pragmatic, you conjure up your visions of the future and they energize you. They can energize others too. In fact, very often people look to you to describe your visions of the future. They want a picture they can raise their sights and thereby their spirits. You can paint it for them. Practice. Choose your words carefully. Make the picture as vivid as possible. People will want to latch on to the hope you bring. Okay. Sorry, I stumbled through that a little bit, but the biggest thing I want to create in this life is just a safe space for healing. Aquatics is so unique in the fact that we're kind of like a community center, but we're not. Like we are, but we aren't. Like we have a whole bunch of different types of programming. It's not just about, lap swimming or things like that. It's a whole bit different slew of stuff that is, being done. And the biggest thing that's near and dear to my heart is that we're missing out on this whole section of aquatics, which is basically spirituality. People are like, they don't understand that a spiritual path is just as important sometimes to a person, not everyone, but to a person as their physical health, right? And so I've always wanted to blend the two worlds. Not just seeing pools as pools, but as spaces like water temples where you can come and you can get in the water and you can do your healing modalities. You can have your crystals, you can have your yoga, you can have your meditation, you can have your water walking where you're channeling spirit. Just like a very open and loving and safe space for the people who aren't necessarily like into competition or into all these people say mundane. I hate that word. Like people are like, you're a bridge between the mundane world and the spiritual realm. It's like, our world's not mundane. It is so magical, even in the physical. That's why I'm just like, yeah, you're a bridge between the physical world. That's how I'm gonna put it. And the spiritual world. And I feel like water is the conduit. People come here, sometimes when they walk through that door, they're in a effed up mood. Like I'm gonna be so perfectly honest. They were in like such an effed up mood. And then as soon as they hit that water, it's like something changes in them where they're like, oh, okay. I realize now that I didn't need to be having that vibration in the first place. And the water helped restore it to balance. And I've seen it so many times where I'm like, everyone should be doing this. Everyone should be doing this. If you're having a messed up day, just, even if you're not into getting in the water, I realize it's January, it's cold. Not a lot of people like to get in the water when it's cold, even though our pool's heated, but I digress. Drinking water, connecting with water, just any of that will help change your vibration. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent, a longer tangent than I thought. But yes, I have this vision, this futuristic vision of seeing spiritual people reignite a movement at all pools, not just my pool, at all pools, saying this is a water temple and we have come to heal ourselves and Gaia and each other as a community. Anyway, moving on. Back to being on task, on focused. All right. So some action ideas. Choose roles in which you can contribute your ideas about the future. For example, you might excel in entrepreneurial or startup situations. This is great because I have started a blog, dianadaily.com. Shameless plug, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and plug it. dianadaily.com. It is a blog for all things spiritual, water alchemy, curly hair, because you know your girl got curls, and just swimming in general. Check it out if you have the time. Action ideas. Take time to think about the future. The more time you spend considering your ideas about the future, the more vivid your ideas will become. The more vivid your ideas, the more vivid your ideas, the more persuasive you will be. I do spend, because I meditate, I do spend a lot of time visualizing, with the help of my higher self, visualizing my future self. And that has helped me manifest a lot of stuff, but that's for another video. Seek audiences that appreciate your ideas for the future. They will expect you to make these ideas a reality, and these expectations will motivate you. This is such an uphill battle for my larger goal of trying to blend the two worlds of the physical and the spiritual, becoming that bridge. But, again, for another video. Find a friend or a colleague who also has powerful futuristic talents. Set aside an hour each month for future discussions. You can push each other to greater heights of creativity and vividness. Look, y'all, I'm looking for that friend, because right now, the friends that I have, they think my head's in the clouds. They don't understand what I'm doing. We're not vibing as much anymore. So if you have time for discussions, put it in the comments. I will read those. Let's see. You inspire others with your images of the future, yet your thinking may be too expansive for them to comprehend. When you articulate your vision, be sure to describe the future in detail with vivid words and metaphors. Make your ideas and strategies more concrete via sketches, step-by-step action plans, or mock-up models so that others can readily grasp your intent. I do this all the time. I do this all the time, where I go and everyone's like, vision board, vision board, vision board. I take it to a whole nother level, y'all. I do a vision board, but then I also do step-by-step action plans. Like I said, I'm sketching out a whole bunch of stuff. I have a whiteboard, this gigantic whiteboard that I use to do strategy. It's insane. It's insane. So I do this, and it helps. It literally helps when you're trying to manifest something. Surround yourself with people who are eager to put your visions into motion. They will feel exhilarated by your futuristic talents, and you can harness their energy to propel the vision toward reality. Nice, okay. Be prepared to provide logical support for your futuristic thinking. Your exciting visions of the future success will be best received when rooted in real possibility. Yeah, that's one of the things where I'm like, grounding. I gotta ground down, use Mother Gaia's energy, and bring these things to fruition. Your futuristic talents could equip you to be a guide or coach for others. Unlike you, they may not be able to easily see over the horizon. If you catch a vision of what someone could be or do, don't assume that they are aware of that potential. Share what you see as vividly as you can. In doing so, you may inspire someone to move forward. Musing about the future comes naturally to you. Read articles about technology, science, and research to gain knowledge that will fuel your imagination. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right, adaptability. That one summed me up so much. I feel like it should be my number one, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, adaptability. So, you live in the moment. I try. You don't see the future as a fixed destination. True that. Anything can change. Instead, you see it as a place that you create out of the choices that you make right now. This is so true. And so you discover your future one choice at a time. They're talking about jumping timelines. They don't even realize that they're talking about jumping timelines where the choices that you make have set you on a path of your future. And if you want to jump timelines to a different version of yourself, you have to make choices in the present to jump that timeline to begin with. Anyway, totally different topic. This doesn't mean you don't have plans. You probably do. I have too many plans, I think. But this theme of adaptability does enable you to respond willingly to the demands of the moment, even if they pull you away from your plans. Unlike some, you don't resent sudden requests or unforeseen detours. Sometimes. It depends on what it is. If it's devastating, y'all, it does take me a minute to just recollect, realign, get my vibration right, and come back for another challenge. But for the most part, yeah, I could see that. You expect them. Yeah, I do come to expect them, which is another thing. Is like, if you're expecting problems, do you inadvertently bring them onto your path? That was, law of attraction stuff. Anyway, tell me what you think down below. Of course, they are inevitable. Indeed, on some level, you actually look forward to them. Do I? I really don't see this in myself. But maybe I need to zoom out and see this, because it keeps bringing, that theme keeps coming up. So, yeah. I need to think on that a little more. You are, at heart, a very flexible person who can stay productive when the demands of work are pulling you in many different directions at once. True. I try. So, ideas for action. Cultivate your reputation as a calm and reassuring person when others become upset by daily events. I try. I mean, I know I just ranted at the very beginning of this video about how frustrating everything is and how frustrated I was. But maybe this can be our safe space where I can do that and it won't, affect the daily life. Avoid roles that demand structure and predictability. These roles will quickly frustrate you, make you feel inadequate, and stifle your independence. True. When the pressure is on, help your hesitant friends, colleagues, and clients find ways to collect themselves and take control of the situation. Explain that adaptability is about more than simply rolling with the punches. It is about calmly, intelligently, and readily responding to circumstances. That's so true. So true. Don't let others abuse your inherent flexibility. Let me say that twice. Don't let others abuse your inherent flexibility. Look at me right now. Do not let others abuse your inherent flexibility. Don't do it. Though your adaptability talents serve you well, don't compromise your long-term success by bending to every whim, desire, and demand of others. I have a problem with this, y'all. People pleasing. That is what they're talking about there right then. People pleasing. Stop that. I gotta stop that. Lord help me. Use SMART guidelines to help you decide when to flex and when to stand firm. Seek roles in which success depends on responding to constantly changing circumstances, although that tires you out. Consider career areas such as journalism, live television production, emergency healthcare. Oh my God, that's me. And customer service. Oh my God, that's me too. In these roles, the best react the fastest and stay level-headed. It's true. You just have to go and get it done and then deal with everything after. Fine-tune your responsiveness. For example, if your job demands unanticipated travel, learn how to pack and leave in 30 minutes. Okay, that just sounds so like, matter of fact, just get it done. If your work pressure comes in unpredictable spurts, practice the first 3 moves you will always make when the pressure hits. That's a good one. I'm gonna have to learn that one because the pressure's on all the time. All the time. Look to others for planning. People who have strong focus, strategic, or beliefs talents can help you shape your long-term goals, leaving you to excel at dealing with the day-to-day variations. Your adaptability talents give you an even keel mindset, and that lets you ride the ups and downs without becoming an emotional volcano. Your don't cry over spilled milk approach will help you quickly recover from setbacks. I wrote down in here, because I tend to take notes. I like writing and reading, obviously. I wrote down in here, constant setbacks. I'm like, oh. When I first read this, I must have really just been like, the constant setbacks. The constant setbacks. Yeah. Recognize this aspect of your nature and help your friends and colleagues understand that it is productive flexibility rather than a I don't care attitude. Okay. Avoid tasks that are too structured and that stifle your need for variety. If given a list of tasks to complete, try to indulge your desire for flexibility by making a game of it. See if you can be creative or make the tasks more fun in some way. Openly use your reassuring demeanor to soothe disgruntled friends or coworkers. Think about the approach you used and remember to apply it again when the situation presents itself. When plans go airy? I don't know. I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but I apologize, guys. They will adjust to the new circumstances and try to make progress. They will not sit on the sidelines and sulk. It's true. Because I'm such a positive person, I'm like, there's no sense in, like, maybe later on I'll let that come out. But in the moment, I'm like, no, we just got to get this done. We just got to get this done and move forward. With their willingness to go with the flow, people with adaptability can provide a wonderful environment in which others can experiment and learn. Yes, that's what I want to provide. People with adaptability will be most productive on short-term assignments that require immediate action. They prefer a life filled with many quick skirmishes rather than long, drawn-out campaigns. Not necessarily true about me because I'm a futuristic person, right? We just learned that. I like to think about the long term. So it's like a conflict between the short term and the long term internally for me. All right, final one, guys. Thank you. Y'all are real ones. If you're still here at this video, thank you. You are real ones. I love you. Okay, last one. Last but not least, developer. You see the potential in others. Very often, in fact, potential is all you see. Oh no, wait. That started out positive and now it seems negative. In your view, no individual is fully formed. True, including myself. On the contrary, each individual is a work in progress, alive with possibilities. And you are drawn towards people for this very reason. When you interact with others, your goal is to help them experience success. You look for ways to challenge them. You devise interesting experiences that can stretch them and help them grow. And all the while, you are the one on the lookout for the signs of growth, a new behavior learned or modified, a slight improvement in skill, a glimpse of excellence or of flow where previously there was only halting steps. For you, these small increments, invisible to some, are clear signs of potential being realized. These signs of growth in others are your fuel. They bring you strength and satisfaction. Over time, many will seek you out for help and encouragement because on some level they know that your helpfulness is both genuine and fulfilling to you. You know, I always thought this was like, I'm resonating with this so deeply. Oh my God, I feel like tears coming to my eyes. Sorry guys, give me a second. When you interact with others, your goal is to help them experience success. That hit me so deep right now because I spend so much time trying to coach people and trying to get them to learn different things in my everyday job that I do, and or be better or have like a different perspective on how to save someone's life or work on their skills or just be a better lifeguard in general. And it's like I have a little bit of a block in this one because I want it so bad, but I can't find the people who also want it just as bad as I do. That's really what it is. Okay, ideas for action. Make a list of people you have helped learn and grow. Look on the list often and remind yourself of the effect you've had on the world. Seek roles in which your primary responsibilities include facilitating growth. Teaching, coaching, or managing roles might prove especially satisfying for you. I do all three of those. Notice when others succeed and tell them. Be specific about what you saw. Your detailed observations of what led to their victory will enhance their growth. Identify the mentor or mentors who recognize something special inside you. Take the time to thank them for helping you develop, even if this means tracking down a former school teacher and sending them a letter. Partner with someone with strong individualization talents. They can help you see where each person's greatest talents lie. Without this help, your developer instincts might lead you to encourage people to grow in areas where they lack real talent. That one hits home because as much as I want it for them, they have to want it for themselves, and that's where I think I get caught in this little rabbit hole of I'm trying to help someone who doesn't really have talent to go anywhere in what I'm trying to help them with, and that's been a big block for me. Thank you, Spirit, for getting me clarity on that one. Carefully avoid supporting someone who is consistently struggling in their role. In such instances, the most developmental action you can take is to encourage them to find a different role, a role that fits. Yeah, sometimes it's tough love like that. You will always be compelled to mentor more people than possible. Right now I'm trying to mentor 20 people. It's so exhausting. And I try to keep it smaller, a smaller group of people, a select few, but then they're not understanding that I'm trying to mentor them so that they can in turn mentor others. It's so frustrating sometimes. Okay. To fulfill this inner drive while maintaining a primary mentoring focus, consider the impact of being a mentor for the moment. Many of the most poignant and memorable developmental moments occur when the right words are delivered at the right time. Spirit, that is where I need your help. Words that clarify understanding, reignite a passion, open eyes to an opportunity, and change a life course. Oh God, this next one I've done probably way too many times. Don't overinvest in losing causes. Your natural inclination to see the best in people and situations can create a blind spot that will keep you from moving on to more opportune situations. I don't know when to quit. I will say that. I'm a person who holds on, and because I'm a problem solver, I'm like, I can solve this. I can change this. This is okay. We can make it work. We can figure it out. We could go with the flow. I can adapt to this. I can see a vision of this future. I don't know when to pull the plug. I don't know when to pull the plug on something. And I guess I just have to listen to spirit more on when I should pull the plug on something. Really. Your developer talents might lead you to become so invested in the growth of others that you ignore your own development. Remember that you cannot give what you do not have. You cannot pour from an empty cup. That is one thing that I have been working on immensely with my higher self, my guides and spirit. I have been doing so much shadow work on this, on why do I put everyone else first instead of putting me first? Why do I care more about other people's well-being than my own? It's been an ongoing saga for my entire life. In the last 4 years, I know I'm getting really worked up right now because this is really emotional for me, but yeah, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And it's been a theme of my life, for my life, especially for the last 5-6 years, for sure. If you want to have a bigger impact on the well-being and growth of others, you need to keep growing yourself. Find a mentor or coach who can invest in you. That's something I've been thinking about a lot. And I know that there's no real replacement for a person. Like, you can do a lot of courses, you can do a lot of stuff and aids and books that can help you, but nothing can replace a human being sitting there and connecting with you. And that is something that I have a block with. It's a major block. I don't trust mentors and coaches a lot because I say it's a lot of betrayal that's happened in the past for me in this life, but it's also, I firmly believe, in my past lives that there have been just situations where I trusted the wrong people and it got me killed. But that's a whole nother video as well. Make a list of people you would like to help develop. Write down what you consider to be each person's strengths. Schedule time to meet with each of them regularly, even if for only 15 minutes, and make a point of discussing their goals and their strengths. I do this with my pool managers. We do one-on-one meetings all the time. I always say it's 15 minutes. It always ends up going on to like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. And I'm like, ooh, we were talking for a while. Like, I guess we had a lot to talk about. But I think that's where I'm gonna stop for now. I've been given a lot to think about. A lot of emotions have come up. A lot of triggering feelings, clearly. Thank you so much for being here for this little chat that we've had. This will not be my last one. This is going to be an ongoing thing where I figure out my ish with you guys, and hopefully you stick with it, you know? Anyway, hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, lovely day, and talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.